This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of November 9, 2020. The whole year has led to this week. This is the turning point week of the year. And I don't speak in that kind of grandiose language very often, but major astrological processes wrap up and burst forward. Two big developments dominate the week. Energy that has been mounting and mounting and mounting and mounting finally has an opening for expression, and it blows open, it bursts, it explodes, it ignites within us as we finally get moving right at the same time that the final pass happens in the definitive restructuring aspect of the year. This peaks on the 12th and 13th. We're feeling it all week. We've been feeling it for weeks, and it will continue to play out for a while, with a lot of other stuff going on to embroider and complicate the situation. The two big aspects are Mars finally stationing direct, Mars, the ruler of our drive, how we push ourselves forward. He's the god of war, assertion, aggressiveness, anger, the masculine. He's been retrograde since September 9. He's been in his home sign of Aries since the end of June. And in August, he started slamming, pushing against, like a battering ram, all of the restructuring influences at the end of Capricorn, which have been deconstructing, collapsing, and simplifying, streamlining, rebuilding a lot of the ground beneath our feet, our institutions, big government aspects to all of this. He has been sitting at the degree of his direct station since November 3rd, since Election Day in the U.S. He's at 15 degrees Aries, which is a critical degree. This is a gear shift degree. Activity here affects everyone and everything. Huge impact, huge influence. He stations direct and says, let's get going with incredible force, just as Jupiter and Pluto meet for the final of their three conjunctions. Jupiter is expansive. Pluto digs up, transforms, pares away, simplifies. These two guys first met at the very beginning of April and then again at the end of June, and now they are finishing what they were up to, bringing corruption to the surface, bringing rot to the surface, bringing less than rational thinking and motivations, and exposing it all to public view, intensifying and accelerating the collapse, the restructuring, the falling apart, and on the positive end, bringing in cleaning and simplifying and improvement. There's a silver lining in everything that has been going on, as dramatic and often insane as it has seemed. This is the moment of implementing whatever we have decided personally and collectively we're going to do about all this, and we're implementing it with a phenomenal explosive push forward because of Mars stationing direct. That's the centerpiece of the week, but there is a lot going on along with it. The week begins with seeing wide disparities between men and women, masculine and feminine, valuing getting along and working out mediation and compromise on one end, opposed by very angry, impulsive individual impulses. Yeah, I said impulsive impulses. Give me slack, okay? Venus and all things connected with her end up being important at the end of the week as well. So she's the bracket for the week. She provides the bookends for the week because it ends on the 14th and 15th with her squaring Pluto, the ruler of love squaring the ruler of deep attachment and compulsion, the ruler of desire squaring the ruler of gotta have it, obsessive compulsive, the ruler of money squaring the ruler of huge money. Squares are demands for action. Something's got to give, something's got to move, there's got to be some level of transformation. Maybe it's in our values, maybe it's in our political systems, maybe it's in our governments, maybe it's within us. If there's any disconnect between what we say and think we value and what is going on in the subterranean parts of our beings, this will be pushed. An example would be a person who is on the surface married but has a lover. Situations forcing action, change, deciding. So, warning for anybody who's in a triangle. And it might just be that much, might just be a metaphor for where this goes. Now, why this is important, why I'm bringing this up in this way, this Venus-Pluto square coincides with the new moon in Scorpio, which is, in modern astrology, ruled by Pluto. So Venus is in an argument, in a shoving match with the lord of that moon, and she started the week in a harsh aspect with the traditional ruler of that Scorpio moon, who is Mars. All of this indicates that there are huge, deep, angry, very personal, but very collective issues going on, big questions about how we're going to get along with each other. This could involve your own personal relationships. Don't assume that this applies only to what's going on in the news, in the world, globally, any of that. And this push culminates at the new moon in Scorpio, which is a beginning in the sign of metamorphosis and transformation. Oh, but wait, there's a lot more going on. Adding to all of this, there's an open channel to Neptune, the guy who can really cloud the situation, who can open the sluices for absolute delusional talk and thinking, but also open the sluices to compassion and love. You get to choose which way you're going to do this, and there is the probability here of some kind of adjustment being necessary in what you say you value in your own relationships, because Venus is in and in conjunct to Neptune, the ruler of all of this. You may find yourself forced to a change of heart, forced to a new perspective on things that you think you value or that you do value, or in certain key relationships. And as we get through this, as we move through this gauntlet, there are opportunities to actively grapple with the metamorphosis, the deep, powerful, scary influences that are coursing through everything, opportunities to find stability, possibly within yourself, opportunities for the outer world to actually even stabilize, if only for a bit. How do you work with this? Well, first, keep in mind everybody's going through this. Try not to personalize anything anybody else does. Use this ball of fire to ignite your own flame, spark, motivations. Go for what is most important to you. And this year has given you a lot of time to become very well acquainted with that. It's time to get moving on that. Homing thought of the week. Energy flows where attention goes, or if you prefer, energy goes where attention flows. Either way, what you think about is what you're energizing. Song of the week, I have two, and they're both, interestingly, from about the time that Saturn was last, where he is now, early 90s. This is the moment from Jekyll and Hyde and A Whole New World from Disney's Beauty and the Beast. And the image of the week is time-lapse photography of an earthquake, a huge tectonic plate shift, and a volcano being pushed out of the ground and erupting. You'll find more about this in my forecast for the Scorpio new moon, which will be up at my site by the end of the week at empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years' experience. I have lots of lively content on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited in the group The Astro-Insight Lounge. Loads of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl. And I am really thankful to the many people who are supporting my work there. I post on Instagram at @KABiehl and on YouTube at The Professional Aquarian Channel. Talk to you next week.